Alright guys, let's get a little bit of view. Let's just say I changed my video quality a little bit, so I should be, I'm trying at least to give you guys the best quality so you can see and follow me through this experience. So what I got going on here, actually let's start to the main reason why I'm even making this whole video in the first place. So as you guys can see, this is my 2001 1500 Chevy Silverado. We got the 2500 front end on it right now. It's off a 6.0, and just because you guys see what I'm working with. So what had happened was, originally this car, or this truck, I bought it with the 6.0 already in it, and the 480E behind it. And right now what I want to show you guys is that this car originally, the guy that I bought it off of had swapped the whole harness. The cab harness was from the 2006, and so was the engine harness. So obviously I'm not really too sure if there's a way to make that 06 harness work. Did I want to try it? No. So what I did, it was took it all out. I took the 06 cab and engine harness out. So with that being said, it still had the 06 harness connected in the engine bay. And what I ended up doing, check that. What I ended up doing was I removed it. I removed the I removed the engine harness. He had the fuse box from the 06. He even changed the brake booster. He changed the steering column to the 06 style. He changed all the AC stuff. Even this is from the 2006 intake box. Everything. The whole front end is the HD front end. It's a 2006 HD front end. The intake manifold is obviously the same. Fuel rails the same. Throttle body was the 06 as well. So pretty much this truck was an 06 minus, I wouldn't know how to make all that work. So what I'm doing is taking all the 06 stuff off. Well, obviously I'm leaving the block in there. I mean the long block in there, and the 480E is gonna stay there. My plans for that is to just use the 2001 wire harness. So that's for this guy. I have this Tahoe right here. It's a 2001 Tahoe GMC, or GMC Yukon, whatever. It has the drive-by cable setup, intake manifold, the older style. I think 03 they switched it up to the drive-by wire. So we have that. I was thinking about using this wiring harness and this fuse box and this ECU or PCM or computer, computer, and maybe the PCM. I'm not really too sure how I'm gonna go about doing it, but I will figure it out. With that being said, this is a 4x4 wiring harness, because it's a 4x4 Yukon. I'm not really too sure if that's going to cause me any problems or not, but we will figure that out when we get there. But I will be taking out this harness and this fuse box and setting it in my truck. So, and like I said, I'm just going to do is switch the intake manifolds and the fuel rails, because in the newer style they don't have no return. There's no return on it, and I wouldn't have to. The newer style fuel rail has only one line going to it, versus this one has two. And I think that might be all that I would have to take off of this. Just the intake manifold, throttle body, and computer and harness, and fuse box. And I don't think I'm gonna need any of this stuff in here. The cab harness that I'm gonna use is gonna be out of this one. I have another Silverado right now that I'm currently taking out the harness from. So I will be using this fuse block from this Silverado. This whole cab harness is almost ready to come out, and I'm not really too sure. I have the key and everything. This was a running vehicle before I started parting it out. I have all that down there. I'm gonna take all this and swap it over to the project truck with the 6.0 in it. For what? I'll go in there right now. Right here. Are you sure?
I can email and print it.
Okay. So with that being said, you know, I'm gonna probably pull all this out, because like I said, it had the 06 style stuff. He even changed the dash too, the whole dash, everything. The steering column, like I said, was out of the 06, and that's the issue I'm running into. Or also what I could do is just, I have this one extra fuse box right here, so I could possibly just use this one as well, which I might end up doing that instead of taking off. But I will need the wiring harness off of that Tahoe engine harness, and just probably plug it into this fuse box with that harness from the cab, just to make everything more simple and pretty much putting it back to stock. Yeah, I decided to film all this because, you know, I want you guys to go through this with me, experience this with me. I've never done this before, as far as, you know, switching all this, you know, cab harness and stuff like that. I've done swaps before, but I've never like gotten this detailed in this process. From what I'm thinking is, it might just be as simple as me pretty much just putting the, I guess, putting the cab harness back, maybe from the 02 or 01, I'm sorry, and then you know, go from there as per usual. The when it comes to the 480E being behind here, I know that I could use the two-wheel 4060E style harness and just depin it and then pin it up to make it a 480E. And then I think that everything else from there is gonna be computer-based stuff, as far as bypassing the vehicle like anti-theft system. So when you put the key in it, it's probably not going to start when I try to start it, because it might not read the key. I'm almost certain it's not going to read the key, and I think that's where I'm gonna run into issues at. I'm thinking maybe I could probably, you know, do the bypass it with this vehicle right here. Since it is running, there is a way to bypass it, and I think I might do that with this Tahoe, since I'm using the harness and fuse box out of it. Anyways, but if you guys have any suggestions on maybe what I could do to make this a little bit easier for me, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, I'm new. If anybody else is going through this, you know, any help would be appreciated, or if there's any way to probably try to make it simpler for me, because as of right now, I'm not really too sure I'm gonna go about doing it. But as of now, I am gonna put the 01 harness back in there, and then I think kind of go from there. I have the intake manifold off. I have the intake manifold for both the 2001 style and the 06 style, but as of now, it's off. As you can see, it is no longer in there. I took it out and covered it up, so I don't think it's in there. But I do have, like I said, both the intake manifolds, and I will be putting the 01 style intake manifold on there. There's this one, there's the drive-by wire one, you know. And look, this is all the 06 harness I took out, everything, even the gauge cluster. I will be using the 06 gauge cluster, the HD one. I like it. It has a little temperature sensor on there for the for the transmission. I'm not really too sure if that's just plug and play stuff, but like I said, if you guys could help me out anyway, I would appreciate it. Maybe give you some tips, maybe some suggestions on, or if I'm making things a little too complicated, you know, if it's simpler than this, if it's a lot harder than I'm thinking, you know, just let me know. This project right here, I'm gonna be calling it the 6-point slow. And like I said, I want you guys to follow me on this little journey that I'm going through. He even changed the tail lights. But anyways, I appreciate all you guys' help. If you guys do give any, share this video if you like. You know, maybe someone else can, you know, someone that could help me out, give it to them, share it to them, let them know this headache and this mess that I'm going through right now. Because my goal is to get this truck running and is to get it turboed. After I get everything, all the bugs fixed, after I get it running, my end goal for this is to get it turboed. I'm not too sure if I want to go for the sleeper look or not. You know, that's all future stuff. As of now, you know, it does have the 6.0 on it and does have the 480E behind it, so that's always a plus. And you know, I got a pretty big power plant, and to go whichever direction I want. You know, I could even throw big mud tires on it, you know, because it is 2-wheel drive and we will have to do something to the rear end, but who knows, you know, it's gonna be a strong truck. As of now, as the way it sits, you know, it's a sleeper status. So like I said, share this with anybody you think can help me out. I appreciate it all. Thanks guys, you guys have a great day.